Hello, this is Dr. Salvatore Vinciguerra, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you about the tenor clef. So this is the tenor clef, and notice it's very similar to the alto clef. And I'd like my audience to think of these clefs in relationship to a chorus class or choir singing, where the sopranos would sing in treble clef, the altos would sing in alto clef, the tenors would sing in tenor clef, and the basses would sing in bass clef. In modern times, when you see printed music, the sopranos and altos would sing in treble clef, and the tenors and basses would sing in bass clef. In today's modern music, the tenors in a chorus class or choir do not sing in tenor clef unless they're reading an older score. So they've just made it easier for everybody to read the music. Certain instruments do read the tenor clef, and they would be bassoon, trombone, and yes, cello. So you would be saying to yourself, some of these instruments already read bass clef. And again, this clef extends the bass clef so that it can go higher and it's easier to read because it's all on a musical staff. So how do you identify the notes of tenor clef? Look at where it's pointing to. The fourth line of tenor clef is C. So the lines of tenor clef are D, F, A, C, and E. The spaces of tenor clef are every good boy does, or E, G, B, and D. Again, the lines of tenor clef are D, F, A, C, and E, and the spaces are E, G, B, and D. Here is one example of the bassoon and flute scored together. The bassoon is on the bottom. It usually reads bass clef, but in this score it is reading tenor clef. On top is the flute part, and the flute is reading treble clef on the top. Notice where, again, the notes are indicating the sharps on each of the clefs. So when identifying your sharps of tenor clef, make sure that you are following the names of the notes that we identified earlier for tenor clef. This is an example of a cello solo, and you notice at the beginning of it, it starts off in bass clef, and the cello player is supposed to know to transition to tenor clef for the rest of the piece of music. This is typical of some cello parts in that sometimes they would start out in bass clef, make a transition to tenor clef, and then go back into bass clef. Thank you for watching this video on the tenor clef. Please look out for another video in this series of basic music notation and learning to read and write music. This is Dr. Salvatore Vinciguerra. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe to this channel, and have a great day. Thank you.